Alright, what's up everybody? So in this video we're going to be talking all about thumbnails. Thumbnails are so important. I guess title and thumbnail combination are the most important things because this is how you basically market your content to other people. Make people want to click on the video. One of the things that always troubled me is how do you get more people to, or how do you market your content to more people? And it's just make the video more clickable. That's how you market it. You can advertise to 1 million people, but if you're advertising to the wrong people, no one's going to buy your product. The video is your product. The title and thumbnail are the things that are grabbing. It's like the price. It's like the flashy thing you have on the front of the cover, like of like a book. This needs to be clickable, attention grabbing, but also promise on the content in the video. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down 3 people: Dr. Disrespect, Nickmercs, and Sypher PK. I think these are beautiful content creators. They do an excellent job managing their audience and also understanding their audience and how to market to them to make sure they click on the video. I want to talk about my content, my thumbnails, and what I'm doing now to improve. I think it looks a lot cleaner. But first, no one's going to really care about this. But however, I just want to show a practical example of how I'm using this information to make better content. The best way to market your own videos is to get people to click on it, the people that are seeing the video. You could have 100,000 impressions, but if 1% click-through rate, bro, that's trash. You'd rather have a 10,000 or 1,000 impressions with a 10% click-through rate. It's basically the same amount of people watching the video. This conversation doesn't start and end here in this video. This is such an in-depth conversation topic. However, let's just get right and rolling. Let's start with Sypher PK. Sypher is such a good understanding of his audience. Him and his editor, obviously. He does have, I think, 1 or 2 editors. I'm not really sure. But anyway, the way they communicate and are able to make this type of content is great. Now, judging really quickly, you can clearly see he's got like 2 faces he puts in every video. However, it works. If people click on the video and watch the video, it works. And he's found a face, a likable face that kind of shows intrigue about the thumbnail, but also it's just likable. Like, I want to click on these videos. It's pretty obvious. You can see his type of thumbnail format. He's got his face to the right, which is always probably the best location for the face because of just where, like, see these. You got to always be cautious about these timestamps. On mobile, it's also different. Also, when you click on a video and then watch it, and then it has this watch thing here too. So there's some dead areas in when you create your thumbnails. Like, this is obviously a dead area right here. See this one? You can't see that season, whatever. So it's always you got to be cautious where you put your information. However, for the most part, all of his thumbnails the editor understands to not do that. So it always has his face. It has something in the middle of the screen or something going on. There's usually an arrow or something, but it's not over excessively or overdoing it. And it's a clean background. You can always tell something that's happening in the background, even despite having multiple images or multiple things going on. Like even this one, there's 3 circles, 3 arrows, text, a thing in the background, and he's questioning it. That tells a story, and I want to click on that to figure out what the story is about. And also, obviously the title with the combination of the thumbnail is important. However, we're kind of just gonna talk about the thumbnails in this video because it just gets so complicated. What I love about him, they're just so clean. Like, I want to go to mine real quick. Look at my thumbnails, dude. It's anarchy, and like every individual thumbnail. Like, here's the thing: you look at this, and I'm gonna be real. I don't see anything. I see a pink. I see a car. I see a gun. But it's very hard to pinpoint things in this picture. You go back to here. You can clearly see his face. You can see this object in the background. The colors he uses too is really important. Look at these: really bright green, really bright and blue. He uses a lot of yellows. You can kind of see. The formula is obvious with the text. If you want text and people to see it, you do white text, a little bit of a drop shadow, red background, and then a little bit of a white background behind the red. It just works. Like, you can see it's been working for a while. All these content creators basically do this. Nickmercs does it. I don't think Dr. Disrespect does. This is a whole different game. His is so different and unique. That's why I have him on here. Is just a completely different content creator. It's amazing. But just kind of wrapping up with Sypher, what is his formula? Face on the right. It just works because face on the left it actually doesn't really work that well. I mean, it obviously does, but the reason why I like the face on the right is because you see his body, his neck, his whatever chest area right here. It's always going to be in where the time slot is on the video. You don't want to have it like this. See this video? You can even see it's covering up part of the thing that he's trying to show. The thing that says broken. If he had his body over here and switched it up, just completely reversed it like 180, that would not be a problem. So that's why having it on the right is pretty important. He has a very clean background. It's very easy to see what is kind of happening within the photo, but also be intrigued. Despite having all the things in the background, his videos are his thumbnails are very like simplistic. Like, So I'm trying my content. What I'm trying to do, my thumbnails is more geared to how Sypher's basically doing it, where you get your picture on the right, you have something that you want to show, and you have, but I'm putting a little bit of a text to kind of help describe what's happening. But his editor does a wonderful job with all the text and all the stuff in the background. It's just very nice. Let's move on to Nickmercs. Nickmercs' editor, I don't really, his thing, these are good thumbnails. They make you want to click, they make you want to do stuff, but at the same time, like, they just look like Call of Duty thumbnails, and I don't necessarily like that too much. Like, so example, face, thumb, wow, and then max stats every single time. I don't like that type of content necessarily. It's not like it's bad. Obviously, he makes a lot of money from doing so. It's just, I don't know. You need every class video and no recoil. Like, bro, I feel like this is, to me, this type of thumbnail and title combination is just not lazy, but it's just like, you can't, like, look at Doc. There's no class setups, there's no nothing. Sure, he gets a little bit less views, which I guess is big, but he also, like, look how unique all this stuff is, and he puts so much money into his brand himself. But I guess Nickmercs has a different channel, different vibe. So we're not talking about, I shouldn't be talking about that because we're talking about just thumbnails in this video. So Nick's got his face on the left. He's always got a gun on the right, and he's got the damage blow with like a quad warp kind of effect. It's basically the same thumbnail every single time, and it's always interesting. They always use very similar faces, so you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel too with your faces. Like, look, same face here, basically here. It's here. It's very similar face all the time. Same thing with Sypher. He's got the same face for every single one. Maybe every like 5 videos he has a different one, but you don't need to. Man, if the face is intriguing, and if you got a lovable face and it questions and people want to click on it, just keep using the same face. And as long as it like helps illustrate what you're trying to do in the video. Like, this is kind of an exception though. So for the majority of Nick's videos, he's got his gun, he's got a face, he's got something, a piece of text to show. It's just like a clickbait kind of thing. OP, one shot, new, wow, you know. As opposed to Sypher, he's got like, you know, hide and seek, he's got new, he's got crazy. I guess he does have very similar aspects. I guess the main thing to take away is if you're gonna do text, it's got to be 1 or 2 words, and it's got to have that like power effect, like confirmed, like what's confirmed, you know, season 4, like leaked, whatever, best. It can't be too many words. I think one of my problems in the newer things is, I'm all right with that. You can't have a lot of words if you're going to do white text and a red background. It's just, I guess, talking to a hacker, that actually, see, this worked though. Look at that, 1 million views, but also, I think this had to do more with also just talking to a hacker. Like, it is good. He's questioning it. He's got, there's a really good picture right here of like anonymous guy. Like, that's just a good thumbnail. But this is one of the rare times that more than 2 words was actually like appeared on a thing. See, this is a good thumbnail, but at the same time it's kind of bad because look, this is bad. You can't even see that when you're browsing through this. But obviously it's different like when you're on a homepage and stuff. But it's always good to keep in mind the different ways people are going to interact with your content and try to find it. Like, to me, this is a really good thumbnail. He's like, whoa, it's got a really aesthetic P90 shooting. It's got accuracy control off the Richter scale. It makes me like, I want to watch this. Like, I just want to see P90 class too. And if people are like, hey, I want a P90 class, but you know. Anyway, let's go to Doctor now. Doc's got literally the best content, I think. The best gaming content there just is out there. He's got the character. He's got the team, the production value of that content. It's just so fun to watch. Look at the difference between like this, you know, this. You have to understand the audience too. Like, both of these thumbnails and stuff, their content is very clear to see. You can see what's happening in the thumbnail. Look at that. You can see gun, you know, face thing happening in the background, you know, some arrows. Even this, like, it's weird because this content doesn't even make me want to click on it, but it's like, wow, that's just a really good thumbnail. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's true. Like look, they got editing, or these are live streams, but we can go down here. Like, there's no formula that Doc has that makes his thumbnails like good. Just all of the thumbnails just have such high production value. Or his content just has such high production value, but his thumbnails just like complement that. You can't even study this because there's nothing. It's just different every single time. There's no formula. There's no way to really kind of grasp what Doc is doing, but it works. It's always him in some really high resolution image, and then something like minor happening in the background. I just thought about this now. I think this is how Doc does his content. He knows people are going to see or want to watch him. You know, you want to watch the character be the character. What is his character? He's badass. He's talks about how fast he is, how good he is, and all this stuff. The title, he has to be in every single thumbnail, obviously, but it's how he's portrayed. So look, he's throwing a football. He's with was it Odell Beckham Jr. He's looking mean. Here he's got a gun. He's looking crispy. You're like, oh, I want to see Doc like f stuff up. Here, Warzone, victory. You know, we're here, Doc. So the second his audience recognizes, oh, there's a new Doc video and some really cool image, they want to click and watch it. Like that's my interpretation of it. So he knows his audience. He knows the character he's portraying. He knows the people that want to watch his videos want to watch him be badass and fun. You know, so his content's something else. It's very hard to replicate because of his character and stuff. However, I think it's more easy if we look at these pictures and images and say, like, we clearly see Sypher what he does. We can see what Nickmercs does and how we can make our videos more clickable. I want to go to mine. Like I had some good stuff. I feel like this is a good thumbnail. I think, you know, why, whatever, it's a shotgun, whatever. Like some of my thumbnails I feel like are really cool. Like, oh man, I love this thumbnail. Elmo, bro, that's a funny thumbnail. It's just not good though. It's just not a good thumbnail. But like this, I think is a good thumbnail. It's just how the red border kind of kills it though. This video I got a lot of views on. This one right here. I don't think I like the thumbnail though. I mean, people obviously clicked on it, but I think it had to do more with the search results as opposed to the thumbnail. But yeah, as we get to these, I tried doing different things. I tried to, you know, add more stuff, and it just like it looks like chaos, bro. Like I like the thumbnails. Like you have to always, when you're doing your thumbnails, you know, zoom out or like look at it from like a distance and see like how does my thumbnail actually look when it's really small. And to me, these thumbnails are like, oh, this is funny. This is a good thumbnail, but it's not good when you're looking at it from a distance. Now, I've been trying something new. You know, I've been trying a face. I've been trying some text and just a single image with like a red border and just trying that out. And I think it looks clean. Like, I love how it looks. We'll see what the actual results are if more people click on it and stuff. But at the end of the day, the content itself has to be good. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you want to obviously market it, have people click on the video. But if people are clicking and leaving, you know, you're making bad content. So hopefully my content's still good. But that's a different topic for a different video. So now the thing is, you guys got to look at your content and say like, oh, my thumbnail's good, my thumbnail's crispy, and my audience. So you have to know your audience too. Like, so one video I made like this video. I get my BB slam for 4 whole minutes. You know, you got like Penguin Z0 on or Critical. Like Critical's is such a good content creator. Look at like almost 1 million views every single video, 500,000 every single time. He knows his audience. He's not really in the gaming. He kind of is in the gaming category, but not really. He knows his audience. He knows his audience doesn't care about, you know, high production value, clickable things. If someone sees a Penguin video, they click on it. But again, like the way he does some marketing content like this is like, what is happening? I have to click on that. So you have to know the audience too. Sypher knows his audience is probably a little bit younger kids kind of, and they like these flashier colors and stuff. Nickmercs knows is probably like people my age who just want to like watch people, you know, mess people up, you know. They want class guides. And Dr. Disrespect, I don't even know, like I'm not, like look at this one. I'm not addicted. He has like 40 Yu-Gi-Oh boxes. Like he doesn't need to have arrows and things pointing because he knows his audience. And you might think it's lazy, which it is kind of lazy, obviously. He just picks a picture. But he probably thought about that for like 5 minutes or something and be like, you know, you just got to know your audience. It's very hard. These topics we're discussing are obviously very individual specific, but there are some overlapping themes in a lot of video or a lot of content and channels. However, yeah, just take a look at your own stuff. Actually critique yourself. Is this stuff clickable? Does my audience want to click on it? And do new people looking at this content know what's happening to make them want to click, you know? It's tough decisions you got to make as a creator, but you got to make it work if you want it, you know? So, again, that's the end of this video. We're just looking at Nickmercs, Sypher, Penguin, or Critical, and Dr. Disrespect, looking at their content. It always helps to study people that are better than you. And, I mean, I didn't say anything that you could have probably thought about on your own in this video. However, you know, it helps to talk about it with someone else and bounce ideas back. Maybe you didn't think of something, or, you know what I mean? So, anyway, hope you guys get some more attention on your channels. And I'll see you guys in another video.